most of the time. You can ask any pro athlete, any successful person, any walk of life. They became, and I hate to use this word, but they became obsessed with becoming that, whatever it was. And nothing's going to stop them. That's why you go out there on Sundays when everybody else may be home sitting around. You're out there working because there's something in you that's driving you that can't be stopped. And if you can instill that in a person at a young age and get them to believe in themselves, not worry about what the world is going to say, because I'm going to tell you, they're going to discourage you from becoming everything you want to become. Everybody told me I couldn't do it. They told me that. My best friend told me, you can't play in the ACC. They told me that. These are my boys. They told me that. I ain't listening to neither one of them. And while they were playing where they played, I was playing on television. Because there was something that wasn't going to let me quit. And when I look at opportunities like you have here, with a controlled place that wants to help you grow and become who you can become, not everybody's going to make the program. Realize that. But there's not a person in here that can't get their education paid for. There's not a person here that can't grow in self-esteem. There's not a person here that can get moralistic understanding and values about what life you want to live and the impacts you want to make in the world, because everybody in here is going to make an impact. You were born to do that. How great of an impact is going to be based on how you set yourself up for success. And the one thing that had to happen for me was there had to be some information that I didn't have. Today, at 46 years old, I'm becoming what I think about all the time, and that's a difference maker. That's all I think about every day. How can I make change? How can I impact lives? How can I make somebody better than what they are today? That's all I care about, nothing else. So I'm going to leave you with 4 rules about life. And then we're going to turn this thing over to, hold on a second. We're going to turn this thing over to a good friend of mine. And it's going to be fun introducing him. But I want to talk to you about these four things. And adults, this is for you as well. There's 4 things that I live by now. And I'm going to show you how they've effectively changed my life. But it's the 4 things when I share corporately, when I share in churches, when I share in any venue. These are the 4 things that changed my life. And the 46 years of stuff that I learned, these are the 4 things I want you to do. Number 1, who do you listen to? That is one of the biggest things in the world that will change the outcome of your life. Who do you listen to? If there's something you want to do, if there's somebody you want to become, find somebody that's already done it. How are you going to listen to somebody about wanting to own a business that's never owned a business? That doesn't make sense. I wouldn't ask a soccer coach about football. It doesn't make sense. But who do you listen to? That's number 1. Say, who do you listen to? This is not rhetorical. Say, who do you listen to?
Who do you listen to?
Thank you. Number 2 is called the Teachability Index. Now, the Teachability Index is the critical piece for you as an individual. It will ask you, how willing are you to accept change once it's been acknowledged? How willing are you to accept change once the need for change has been acknowledged? That's the Teachability Index. Because the hardest thing people have to do in life is change, but it's the only constant that goes on. Change is inevitable. Would you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
So the Teachability Index, the higher your Teachability Index, the more you have positioned yourself to become successful. So number 1 is who do you listen to? Number 2 is the Teachability Index. Number 3 is what's called the Training Balance Scale. And this was the biggest part for me that totally changed my life. The Training Balance Scale. It talks about 99% of what you manifest in life comes from the way you think. My favorite book says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It comes with the way you think. 1% of what you do is the work. We do it backwards. We put 99% of what we do into the work and 1% into the thought. Nothing that can happen in this world can happen without it being first a thought. These tables we're sitting at, they were once a thought before they manifested as tables. If you don't learn here how to visualize it, how to believe and dream, it won't happen. There's no way it'll happen. So it's got to be a thought first. So the Training Balance Scale says 99% of this needs to be focused on thought. 1% is here because the belief is what has to maintain. Now, I got to be honest with you. this was the area for me that was easier to deal with, but it was hard in this sense. I wanted what I wanted right then. Anybody been there? How many impatient folks we got here? Be honest. All y'all kids should have your hands up. Impatient as they can be, right? We want it yesterday. So the tough part about it is success comes over time. Have you realized that? In life, it comes over time. So I don't understand how to be patient. And here's the deal: the Bible says, if I'm going to be patient, then I got to go through and I got to suffer tribulation. That's why I tell folks all the time, don't pray for patience. You got to learn how to deal with this. But when you deal with the training balance scale, it's about thought. So I've got to be able to see what it is I want to become. That's why I said you become what you think about most of the time. It's at that point, now I can visualize it, I can make it happen. What's the next step? How do I believe? How many people out here believe? Be honest. Believe in something. You believe. Have you ever wavered in that belief at any time? Yes or no?
Yes.
Tell the truth. Change it up.
Yes.
You believed it. You believed it, but how many times? When it doesn't come when you think it comes, all right, let's get real. Come on. Ever had a bill due? You need money for the bill? Come on. Somebody go with me. And the money didn't come when you needed it to come? And you got maybe a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of nerve? Come on, please help me today. Yes,
yeah.
That happens, right? I finally got 8 minutes. It happens. I'm trying, because this is real stuff. I've helped so many people get through real stuff by not being deep, but you can't get real unless you have a teachability index. You've got to be able to say, yes, I've been there. I'm willing to change this. But here's the reality for it. We've been there where we wanted something or needed something that didn't come on time, but in the end, did it all work out? Yes or no? Yes. It all worked out. Didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out, but it always works out, right? What if you could get to that place every day? What if you could live a life that you knew every single day it was all going to work out? See, to me, that's belief. For me, it wasn't there. Not that I didn't have it, but how many of y'all married to people sometimes don't have it? Come on, see, men don't want it. Y'all funny. How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all got people on your team that sometimes might doubt the coach? Come on, be honest. What the heck is the coach do? We don't need to do that. That's just real. But what if you could walk in that place? See, that was the whole thing that changed my life. Was to be able to walk in that. And it's the fourth part of this whole formula for life. How you process information. And you'll be able to tell where you are, and you'll be able to now reevaluate who you're going to become. The 4 ways you evaluate information. Number 1, it's called unconscious incompetence. Number 2 is conscious incompetence. Number 3 is conscious competence. And number 4 is unconscious incompetence. So let me walk you through this so you can get an understanding of it. Unconscious incompetence. My shoe is untied, and I don't know how to tie it. My life is going crazy, I don't know how to fix it. Does anybody have a cousin that's been through that? I know all y'all got it together. Anybody got a friend, cousin, neighbor that's been through that? Stuff is messed up, I don't know how to fix it. The next level, conscious incompetence. My shoe's untied, unconscious competence. My shoe's untied, now I know how to tie it. My shoe's untied, conscious incompetence, My shoe's untied, I don't know how to tie it. My shoe's untied, I have no idea how to tie it. So now I recognize the problem, I don't know how to fix it. Anybody ever been there? Recognize the problem, don't know how to fix it. The third way is what changed my life, conscious competence. My shoe's untied, now I know how to tie it. That right there changed the total perspective of my life. Why? Because now I will never have another negative thought without being aware of it. See, the problem we have is that if we learn how to control our thoughts, we're in a whole different place. Most of you all can't control your thoughts. And I can prove it to you by just listening to you discuss things. But once I got a handle on my language, my favorite book says in Proverbs, it says death and life is in the power of the tongue. And what was unique about it for me was it didn't say life and death, it said death and life. It told me that what is natural is spoken out negative. I mean, people are negative, to be honest. So what happens is if you continue to speak negative, guess what you're going to manifest in your life? Negative. Learn how to change and adapt your language to positive. Every day changes. There's nothing that bothers me now. I walk around every day happy and positive no matter what happens. If you'll learn to bridle and change your thoughts and become aware of them when you're not having positive ones, you'll see a drastic change in your life. How many of y'all said things like this? I don't know how I'm going to get that done. Be honest. I don't know how I'm going to get that done. I don't know how I'm going to make it there on time. I can't do that today. How many of y'all say this in your normal language? How many of you realize that it's negative? And we say it, and here's what messes brothers up more than anything. Just keep it real, dog. Just keep it real. How many of y'all heard people say that? White people, help me out. I can say that because I'm interracially married, so I'm part of it. But the reality is this. How many of y'all heard people say that? Keep it real. Just keep it real. Now watch it. If I say, well, man, what's going on with you, man? Just keep it real, dog. I'm broke, bro. I don't know what I'm going to do. How many of y'all don't realize that that is actually amplifying the problem? Yes or no? So now, literally, what's happening is I'm making you consciously aware that you're broke and you don't know how to fix it. Now, the fourth level list is unconscious confidence. Unconscious confidence says that I behave and I do this without thinking. I'm a former basketball player. So it's unconscious confidence for me to throw behind the back pass. Why? I did it enough. I practiced it enough. I got good at it. I didn't have to think about it. There's certain aspects of your life that you do without thinking about it. It's unconscious confidence. If you can get your whole life to where it's unconsciously confident, you've totally changed who you are. It's four simple things. Who you listen to. Teachability index, trait and balance scale, and the way you process information. Unconscious confidence says this. You driving down the road and have a car wreck. What's the first thing most people do? Is my insurance paid up? Is anybody hurt? Here's reality for me. If that happened to me, the first thing I would say was, that's interesting. Who am I supposed to meet today? What was I just kept from? There's a reason I'm late. It's that life and it's that philosophy in life that makes you a success. It gets you away from the imbalance and the seesaw that goes through life. And it was those four things. I travel around the country. It's those four things. Again, my seminars are longer. But I really take them through that, and people from every age, walk, ethnicity have totally changed it. Why? Because that's the one missing piece of the lives of 99.9% of the people that I meet. It's how they think. And when you're really aware of what's actually going on in your head, and you really become what you think about most of the time, there's going to be so many people's lives become totally different because now they can walk in the destiny that they begin. Did anybody learn anything from that? Just a little bit. Did it help anybody? All right, just want to make sure. Now, I want to